Up next, we have 7 Skills of Successful Change Agents by the utterly delightful Michelle Smeby.
This conference is so much fun. I'm having such a great day. I hope all of you are too. This is amazing talent in this room and people focused, and that's why I'm so excited to talk to you today about the 7 skills of successful change agents. So I'm going to start with a definition because I want to make sure we're all on the same page about what I mean when I'm talking about change. So you have people who know what to do today. They know where to show up, they know what to do, they know how to do their jobs. Maybe it's kind of clunky, maybe it's a little bit difficult, right? But they've been doing it in some cases for many, many years. They're comfortable. When I'm talking about change, I'm talking about encouraging them to step into the unknown, to try something different, to embrace new technology, to embrace this idea of customer experience and the importance of having your customer in the room. When we ask people to think or behave differently, there is naturally a hesitation. It's part of our biological makeup. There's naturally a resistance and a hesitation and a fear. So the key is, how do we embrace these 7 skills of successful change agents to get people motivated and to make it okay to step into the unknown? I'm going to start with a story. In 1962, President John F. Kennedy was touring NASA, and he saw a janitor sweeping the floor. And he went up to him and said, "Hi, I'm Jack Kennedy. What are you doing?" And the janitor said, "Well, Mr. President, I'm helping to put a man on the moon. I'm helping to put a man on the moon." And what was amazing about the product managers and the engineers and the designers at NASA is they had recognized that everybody in the organization had a part to play in the mission and vision and what they were trying to achieve. And this is key when we're talking about change. If we want people to step into the unknown, the fact is they need to feel valued. They need to feel heard. They need to feel respected. Depending on the customer experience that you're trying to drive, depending on the change that you're trying to drive, in some cases, there are going to be people that it's really obvious that you're having a big impact on them. And on some people, the impact may be a bit smaller. The key is, how are you reaching out and recognizing that you are impacting human beings and meeting them where they are and making them feel heard? Because if people feel valued and if they feel like you truly understand that this change means them, they're more willing to get on board. They feel like you're going to be setting them up for success in actually making this change, or at a minimum, they'll suspend disbelief and let you go pilot and see if you can get the results that you're promising, right? So let's talk about the 7 skills of successful change agents. At the outset, what's important when we're embarking on a change is to envision what's possible. Open ourselves up to the possibility. Brainstorm, get people excited. What is it that we're trying to do? What is the possibility? What if we've never interacted with our customers before through an app, but based on where we're seeing technologies going, what if we were to create an app? What would that look like? How would that interaction change? What's really exciting when we embark on a change effort is if we open ourselves up to the possibility and we challenge the assumptions, we get people excited about being a part of it. We have people who suddenly are like, ooh, they're willing to listen to ideas. I want to get on board. I want to be a part of it. Why is this important? Sadly, the statistics that Gartner publishes about change efforts really haven't changed in the last 20 years. 70% of change efforts fail. And I argue that one of the reasons why they fail is because from the outset, we're limiting ourselves and we're constraining ourselves to what's possible. Sure, you can embark on this change, but you can't touch this feature. Sure, you can embark on this change, but we're not going to let you talk to our customers. Yeah, you can embark on this change, but no. And what happens is, by limiting ourselves to today's constraints, this may be, frankly, why we're so bad at change and why so many change efforts fail. I think the best example of envisioning what's possible was the Apple Think Different campaign back in 1997. Now, I will tell you, back in 1997, when I was so excited by my 28K dial-up modem to get onto the internet, I never envisioned this watch that would give me turn-by-turn directions how to get here today and remind me to close my rings. I didn't envision that. I didn't envision this phone that takes amazing pictures and also holds all of my music. And what I think it's important for us to remember about the Think Different campaign is that when Apple launched it, they were launching it also for their employees. They launched it to their customers, but they also were challenging their employees to think different. So for those of you who don't remember the text, I just want to read it to you. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them. Because they change things, they push the human race forward. While some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. So now that we're envisioning what's possible,